Hi, my name is Tracy Cowley, and I'm going to be presenting on the Picture Exchange Communication System today. I put together a little bit of a slideshow with some videos to talk about a couple of the different phases of Pecs. In addition, maybe an atypical approach of using some video modeling with Pecs in addition. So I'm going to try to load this here. Picture Exchange Communication System. What is the Picture Exchange Communication System? It's a communication tool that was developed by Lori Frost and Dr. Bondi in the 80s to work with individuals with autism spectrum disorder, to work on communication skills and also to decrease some challenging behaviors. I had the opportunity to attend a conference with Dr. Bondi quite a few years ago to get trained through some of the phases of Pecs. And there are 6 of those, and I'll go over just a few today. Here are some materials that are needed: Velcro, laminator, camera, printer, ink, and a board, or some sort of a binder that's got a hard surface. Laminators aren't necessary. I've used contact paper with lines on the back. Also, I tend to use rubbing alcohol so that the Velcro sticks a little bit better and doesn't peel off. Images. Boardmaker can be a little bit of an expense. Google is obviously free, and there are pre-made Pecs on there. Our place of work has used Mrs. Riley's website quite a bit, where we've been able to develop some pages that we can share for some similar icons. So that's helped. Obviously, the first thing you need to do is a reinforcement assessment. Spend some time observing the students to see what they choose the most frequently, preferred items, and then develop which icons you're going to use based on what they do. And develop a reinforcer hierarchy, which things are most preferred and which are least preferred, and to record those and use those accordingly. The first phase is just a physical exchange. This is usually done with 2 people, where you have one that is the prompter, and they don't say anything. They just physically help the child take the picture off the card and hand it to the other person, the person that immediately gives them what they want. The key here is multiple opportunities. Phase 2, obviously, is getting them to become more spontaneous, not prompting, so you can still continue to provide lots of opportunities for this, using different people so that they just don't understand that you can only ask mom or the teacher, but that this is a universal communication system. People should understand what you want if you're giving them pictures. Phase 3 is discrimination training, where you might have multiple pictures on the board for them to pick from. They obviously need to have some sort of discrimination training before this, so that they're able to identify what certain pictures are and that they're related to certain things. If they pick something that they don't want, you should still continue to give them what they ask for, to learn by natural consequences. And hopefully that will increase the learning process here. What I'd like to talk about a little bit more is the use of video modeling with Pecs. There was a study done by Spce et al. In 2012, and what they did was they did a alternating treatment design with a few students, where they took baseline behavior, as you can see in the chart, and then they introduced Pecs alone, and then video modeling with Pecs, and it was more efficient for those students that were using the video modeling with Pecs combined. So I'm going to show you an example of something that we've done with some of our students, where we've videotaped models doing the right thing prior to teaching them. So there was an example of modeling the correct way to do something. So we'd have the students watch that, and then they would practice that exact same thing. So through the reinforcer assessment, we identified that that particular student was interested in the Magnadoodle. And so then by modeling the correct way to do that with a peer, then we had them practice immediately after that. For that video example in particular, I used my own children for that. They tend to be subjects of our videos quite a bit. I want to share another example of using where they're having to travel. So the first one you saw was primarily phase 2, and here's another example of phase 2. And this was an example that was used for the traveling component to phase 2, particularly working on the skill of taking turns. I think it's very easy to identify certain desires that children like and have a concrete meaning with the picture, but doing more abstract things such as sharing or taking turns can be rather difficult for students. So through the use of video modeling, many times this has been an area of continued success. It's an effective strategy and is also an evidence-based practice. So I hope that gives a good example as to some alternative uses for Pecs in this short, brief video presentation. I tend to do this a lot in my practice where we make a video of a particular topic area and then we share it with our staff for feedback. So thank you for watching and have a great day.